Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheimr and our Shenanigans playthrough here in MISTOVER. Oh, this map is actually bringing back memories. One of my first guides I ever recorded had a loadout similar to this. Well, you know, a map randomly generated similar to this. Oh, we don't have a paladin. That's right. We are in the cultists' execution area, which sounds quite intimidating, doesn't it? But we are here to deliver a Hans to a letter. Deliver a letter to Hans on behalf of Olivia, who supports us in the support lab. So of course we could not say no to our fellow bespectacled adventurer. She might not be much of an adventurer. But we are joined here today by two new friends. And one of them we have been hyping up for quite a bit, and that is Hiisi, who we'll get to very soon. But the other one is Eeva. She is the sister joining us today. She is only rank 1. But the reason she is here is because this area is rank 1 to 3. And we need to appease the Doomsday Gods as best we can, so we brought her along. Isn't that right? She has all of these great abilities. And I basically just took all the items that were on Lauhi and transferred them to her. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now as for Hiisi, Hiisi is an Onmyouji. He doesn't have the best spells on him, but an Onmyouji is an Onmyouji, and that is what I promised all of you. So he's here. At the end of last episode, I talked about the interesting name that is Hiisi, and I thought I'd go on and talk about it for a little bit. But first, before I do that, what is... Can I remove bleeding? I can. Wow, that's great. What is our Shenanigans playthrough? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Shenanigans playthrough is where we... where we try to utilize classes or abilities that are underrated, where we show everything that MISTOVER has to offer, one way or another. Thus far, you guys have requested the Onmyouji, who's finally here, and the Witch. There have been no other requests, so hopefully you guys have been able to see mostly what you want to see. Wow, I still haven't killed that. That buff is ridiculous. But if there is anything else you want to see, just let me know. I'm trying not to get too far ahead as far as the recording is concerned, so that I can see your feedback and incorporate it as soon as possible. That healing buff is insane. Wow. I'm trying to keep the kill of that Lengi thing, for Masamune, but it's making it pretty hard. The stupid healing buff. So Hiisi. Now typically whenever I play an Onmyouji, I give them a Japanese name because, you know, Onmyodo is Japanese origin. But we're reading the little, I guess you call it lore behind the character. And for some reason, I immediately thought of the Finnish word Hiisi. And as I said, it has quite the history to it. Dara is bleeding, but I think we're fine. And the history of Hiisi is actually kind of fascinating, but I won't bore you with the boring parts of it. And essentially, Hiisi originally means something like... It's referring to like a hill or like a sacred grove or something. Some people believe burial sites. And others think that it was used as kind of as reference of a forest god. But when Christianization came around, as it did for everyone, one way or another, it was kind of vilified. The word kind of shifted to mean kind of like a goblin or an orc or a vile spirit sort of thing. And so the way that I like to think of Hiisi in my sort of own creative writing ways is to think of Hiisi as a celestial thing that has fallen into whatever you want to consider fallen. So when I saw a half goblin, half human in the Onmyouji's story, I was like, you know what? Boom. Hiisi. Now that may not be entirely correct or the whole story, and if it's not, please let me know. I always love to learn more about history. It's fascinating. And if you don't learn history, you are bound to repeat it. So learn it, is what I'm getting at. I know it can be quite boring sometimes, but trust me, it's worth it in the end. Thank you, Eva. It would seem you're just as much of a masochist as Lauhi. I'm not surprised, but, you know, kind of a shame. Someone commented, I don't remember which video it was, but someone commented that they were using the sister in a tanking capacity, and that she very much so appreciated it. And, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I'm not sure exactly how you would get her to tank. You'd probably need her to... You need her to put masochistic pleasure on herself, right? As far as a taunt. And then just really hope that she doesn't die. And have her heal herself a lot, I suppose. Masamune does have his key, so we're gonna go and shoot that real quick. The mantra that we bring from hard mode, grab your kills where you can. Always and forever. I mean, you know, unless you're trying to do something cheeky. There are always exceptions to the rules. I mean, usually. Usually exception to the rules. Unfortunately, you cannot do much in the front column, my friend. Guess I'm just healing here. Oh, we do have Suspicious Love, don't we? We could do that. Suspicious Love is basically love, but stronger. Why Suspicious Love is stronger than regular love is a bit beyond me, but, you know, I'm not gonna ask questions. Bloodthirsty Sword is still so strong. Just ridiculously strong. Heal thyself. Position. How big is this bleed? Is it big enough to kill you? No, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We're gonna try and replenish some of our energy here. I don't actually know if there's an enemy nearby. But I will give us one big heal. Oh. I can't. I should have removed Dara's bleed. But oh well. We're here. Goodbye. Thank you for the key. I appreciate it. You weird bug thing. So we're here looking for Hans. And I can't live without enlightenment. I was thinking who we're gonna bring for this group composition, because I knew that we needed to reduce the overall levels to appease the Doomsday Gods, because this is a 1 to 3 level area, and in our normal group composition, everyone is level 4, except for Dora, who's level 3. And I'm kind of hoping that he can reach level 4 through this expedition. Again, our abilities here are not the best. But I shall endeavor to do with what we've gotten. One of the downsides to not leveling the research... what's it called? The research that increases the ranks of your recruits is that research also increases the amount of people available every week. So, not learning it is kind of a double-edged sword sort of deal. But I still think it's worth it if you're trying to min-max. Ow. Good crit, but still ow. We're probably going to be... I think Masamune would be fine. Probably. That is a massive heal. And of course the heal is that large only because of the healing multiplier provided by Hiisi. The Onmyouji is full of little tricks like that. As long as you can figure out how to put them in your group composition. Goodbye. And of course, the Onmyouji's jinx. One of them, called Sloth, which I can relate to. Reduces his speed after... I can loot this and then you'll come forward and I can... Reduces his speed after he uses an ability, which is kind of annoying. But of course, like all jinxes, it can be offset if you are willing. I mean, even if you're not willing, it can be offset. That's, not against the point. We didn't have one... What is it called? Swift? Or Agile? Like, you hit so freaking hard. I was going to crow that line, but I guess I don't have to because Dara's just going to kill it. Hey, can you kill this? You can. Great. We're pretty strong, huh? Yeah, we're pretty strong. Oh, I just realized why he's bleeding. Oh, how forgetful can I be? The answer is quite apparently, because we have mist contamination in our midst. Pun intended. I 100% forgot to get rid of Rune and your mist contamination. The most annoying part is that someone else has it too. Is it Lerhi? Someone else has it. We rolled 3 miscontaminations because I guess I just haven't been sacrificing enough enemies to RNGesus. At least that makes me feel better about not removing the bleeds because they're pretty weak. It's just the problem about it is that miscontamination can make it so your attack is reduced, and these bleeds can compound themselves on top of other bleeding effects. So see, it's already at 14, and I haven't done anything. Or nothing's hit me, really. So that is quite annoying. Probably should just muscle amulet. Shall I give your suspicious love to yourself? How are you even suspicious of yourself? How is that supposed to work? Thanks for putting me back in position, I appreciate it. Oh no, reflect. Oh. The werewolf is so strong. Yeah, I was thinking about how are we going to make this group composition. I'm just like, Dara needs to reach rank 4 anyway, right? So he can be a part of this. I want Rune here, not only because you guys requested a witch, but because I enjoy the witch. She's grown on me. And Masamune, I just can't get rid of enlightenment. I can't do it. Whenever I think about exploring without enlightenment, a little part of me dies inside. Suspicious love. I wonder how much that heals at when it's rank 5. Because it's 260 by default, I believe. Which is already insane. But is it really a 20% increase every time? Because that would be bonkers. Like 340 at the end, when it's all said and done. How dare you guard against me? Oh well. Get star bulleted. The witch can also hit pretty hard. Her weapons become incredibly powerful. But I guess we're going to be slowly removing these bleeds. 10, 9, 8, no 26. Guess yours gets removed first, and then we suspicious. Or overflowing. No suspicions this turn. Unless you're talking about the Warhammer 40k universe, then there is no such thing as innocence in my court. Only varying degrees of guilt, as an Inquisitor would say. Which is kind of true. if you look at things a certain way. Bleed. I kind of want this kill to go to Masamune. By kind of, I mean I'm going to try and get it. Hey! In our hard playthrough, we were upgrading... silence. We were upgrading Strike near the end. I talked about it a lot, but I didn't do it for a while. Why? I don't know. I just thought that upgrading other things was more important, I suppose. And of course, the one time that I want to break out the paladin and start smashing things is the one time I don't bring her. Oh well. I should have gone towards that flower. That's what I should have done. That was the worst enlightenment I've done in a while. That's better. Also, the quest items here, which is Hans. Hans. We don't really... There aren't very many instances of us talking to Hans, are there? Throughout the game. You guys hit so freaking hard. It's like I don't even need to do anything. Here, move forward, thank you. I appreciate that. 7 bleed, wow. Guess I'm just gonna zap that. A 56, really? Weapons do make a big difference. I think they kind of expect you not to have gear for a while. And the first boss is kind of like, you're fine as long as you have stuff in your equipment slots. So here's Hans. What up, Hans? We hand Olivia's letter to him and he begins reading it. So, as great as Hans' voice actor is, allow me to tell you what happens. Basically, the letter is as innocent as ever. It's just the expedition leader Mark requesting a number of things. I believe Hans' exact words are, how many requests can he cram into one letter? Holy crap, that And then he goes on to explain that Heinrich, our incredibly rich employer, is not actually the real Duke. He just kind of waltzed in and bought the title. Which, to be honest, if I was incredibly rich and handsome like Heinrich, I'd probably do the same thing. You know? And it's not a secret or anything. I mean, I think everybody knows it. They just don't really care. Which, you know what? It's fine by me. I don't care either. Because I like Heinrich. He's incredibly rich and handsome. What is there not to like? Let's make sure everyone's in the formation before I zoom off into the fog of war. Which I never recommend doing, by the way. If you're playing seriously, you should probably never just waltz off into the unknown. I need to kill that enemy. Mwah. Now the weakening I don't care about, but this is what we're here for. 34 hit points. My only recommendation is that you do not put it on an Onmyouji. Because of course the Onmyouji is slow. We are all a little wounded from breaking that thing, but I'm not that afraid. In fact, it would be fair to say that I'm not afraid at all. Not even a little. I have continued to put thought into what a bleed build would look like. Like, how would we be able to utilize bleed to its greatest efficiency? And the answer is I don't know, still. I have no idea. Not even a little bit of an idea. Like, I know what abilities we'd want to use, but would it be good is not a question that I can answer. Because like most things in life, the fastest way to win in Mistover is to just punch everything dead. Hey, look, armor. Terrible armor, but it's better than no armor. So yeah, as I was saying, the fastest way is to just punch everything to death. Perhaps not directly punching it, but you know, with direct damage is what I meant. I didn't mean quite literally punching it, as Dora tends to enjoy. Aha! A map is complete. In the frozen mountains, there are traps that will uncomplete your map, which is pretty freaking rude. The Onmyouji actually becomes incredibly helpful later on. So, I've been planning on incorporating one into our group for a while now. We just need some new abilities, because these are not what I would call ideal. Slash. I probably didn't need to do that. I probably should have just onslaughted the one at the bottom, but you know what? We all make mistakes. Especially when I'm more focused on talking rather than pressing the buttons. In case you couldn't tell, I'm not afraid at all. I have zero fear in my heart. Even with this makeshift group, I'm pretty sure I could just kill everything. Rune and Dura could probably solo this place if they really tried. But there must always be a Lich King. I mean, a sister. There must always be a sister. And a Lich King. I wonder which is more important, though. Well, goodbye, luminosity. I knew thee well. Actually, not really. I just picked you up from a flower. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Guess I'm hitting that one. You can hit this one. Guess you can muscle emulate this. By muscle emulating the sister, the advantage, of course, is that she does more healing, which is always nice. I enjoy healing. I remember that in normal mode, my very first playthrough, we only got... Where did we get to? We got to the last boss of the Cathedral Ruins, right? I think. But we had an Onmyouji, and basically his duty was to sit in the final column and spam muscle amulet on my middle column, who did all the damage. And it was actually kind of funny. It kind of worked. Obviously it didn't work perfectly, or else that playthrough would still be going. But it worked. So that's something to consider. I still think mental amulet might be better. Because imagine, I have mentioned this a lot, but one of the biggest problems in Mistover is when your enemies get to go back to back to back to back to back to back to back. No, it's no matter what your group composition is, it is incredibly challenging to deal with foes that have 5 turns in a row. So I imagine that mental amulet would kind of even the odds a little bit. And of course, extra hit rating is always great. Now, unfortunately, we do not possess a Shadow Blade, which would allow us to sneak down to that silver chest without having to fight anything. Which is really the only way I want to go down there. We'll give it a shot, though. Because worst case scenario, we have Rune with us. We could run and pop the thingy. Bye. Peace. I mean, we might be able to make it down. I don't remember where the enemies are. We could also just keep pressing the button until... until we get somewhere that we want to be. Leave me alone. I'm going for this chest, okay? None may disturb my sacred duty to grab this silver chest. Alright, sweet. Those are enchanting materials, so I'm glad we came here. So I guess I'm going back the way I came? There wasn't any enemies along the way. Ah, the power of enlightenment. It's also amusing to see Masamune slam his face into walls, right? I think my favorite thing is when you enlightenment into the fog of war, which again, never something I can safely advise. And then you run into an enemy. That is a good feeling. Because it means you're the best. Which, you know, is always great. I enjoy being the best. Around. Never gonna something let you down. So this is the... It's a bit late. But this is the Onmyouji's exploration ability. It lets you identify all the traps in the area, walk over them harmlessly, and disable them if you want. And yeah, I like it a lot. And again, very useful later on when the traps do really annoying things, like teleport you randomly throughout the dungeon, or unexplore your entire map. Things like that. Your guard increases by 10% when someone is in front of you. Kind of worthless since he's our frontliner. But hey, Seal Breaker, we're never using that. Recitation, I don't like these instant kill effects, because again, their chance is super low. But hey, we're not using cooperative abilities, so it might be funny. Unfortunately, it does require a Grim Reaper with us, which probably won't be joining us anytime soon. The Grim Reaper's greatest effect is their ability to steal buffs, and we can remove buffs with Rune. We can teach her to do so. Anyway, here are our golden chest rewards. The Forest Awakening, which has guard on it, so it's probably going to go bubbly. And this also has guard on it, which is kind of annoying, but hey, we looted it for the health, not the guard. Forest Blood and Forest Silence. Meh. The HP is the only thing that's good here. If we could get this to get rid of the speed debuff, that would be great. That would, in fact, be amazing. Also impossible, really. We can sacrifice this into it. 2 speed for -2 hit, and silence resist? Goodbye. I don't need you. You can go. The one downside, well, not one downside, but the biggest downside of it rolling guard here is that if we go over here to fuse armor into it to increase its HP, there's a chance, kind of a 50-50 chance, that it will instead absorb the guard from the armor, which is really annoying. That is most unfortunate. But getting armor for Masamune is always nice. Alright, Masamune, here you go. Still no weapons for him, but meh. What do you think of Eeva's coloring, huh? I picked it out myself. I was trying to think of what I pictured Eeva as, and I don't know. This is what I came up with. We don't really have a blonde character yet, so I thought, you know what? She can have the first golden hair. And I've mentioned Hiisi before, but half goblin sort of thing, and I like the orange eyes. I thought it looked nice, okay. We have delivered the message to Hans. He was not... I mean, he was okay. You know? I skipped all the dialogue. Just like this. Hey, thanks for the money. So what do we got? The boss. Next episode. The first boss. I'm gonna have to think about our group composition there. We might have a farming episode. We might not. But before we go, let's get rid of this crap. This miscontamination bull. If HP is at 60% or above, your crit increases by 10% when in front. Considering how much she moves of her own volition, that's not the worst thing. It's not great, but it's not the worst. I'm gonna try and get rid of this, even though... okay, that's even worse. Alright, just give me one that's... When in front, your defense increases by 10%. Thank you. I'll take it. And it was Athena who got miscontamination. Oh. Your speed always increases by 10% when exploring the Cursed Town, the 3rd zone. Alright. What's this? Masamune. This is a bad one, but... 10% attack increase buff, 10% defense decrease debuff. Is this a new Jinx? I've never seen this Jinx before. But, I'm kind of okay with it. Seems fine. I know Masamune is kind of our tanky character. But, seems okay. We do have 1 point we can spend. Now, it's important to keep in mind your gold here, because learning stuff Gets very expensive. Very quickly, too. I'm thinking of upgrading zero gravity because people are already resisting me, and I don't like that. I'm not a fan of people resisting me. Not even a little bit. So, see, Devil's Tongue going to rank 4 is already 1,000 gold, so I'm probably just going to upgrade Strike. Because we're using that a lot. Using that one a lot. With Eeva, I'm actually not sure what we want to do with Eeva yet. She's kind of like our backup sister, bring when we're trying to appease the Doomsday God sort of thing. And as for Hiisi, I've already mentioned, I have no idea what I'm doing with you, Hiisi, not even a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I think upgrading these just increases their buff, and nothing else. It'd be great if it made it like a column attack or something. Could you imagine giving a whole column 50% increase HP recovery? I'm pretty convinced that if you could do that, you could just like make it so your whole entire group could just be instantly healed to full. See, what we want with Hiisi, well, any Onmyouji to be fair, is we want eyes wide open, because there are a number of enemies that will stun. I don't remember if there's any that sleep. Is there even a sleep mesmerize in the game? I mean, Heinrich sleep. Heinrich knows how to sleep things, I'll leave it at that. But I don't remember encountering anything like that. Immobilization is there, but it's not that big of a deal. The one attack for the Onmyouji, well, not one, but the main attack ability of the Onmyouji is called Elemental Collapse. This is pretty good. The only tricky bit is that you move backwards. So it can be hard to coordinate that with other characters. Very useful, though, if you are fighting enemies that pull you forward, because then you can get back into position. But it's still only 150% of it. 150% attack, which is not... I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. And then Mental Amulet I've talked about a ton of times. This is the hit and speed increase. Good stuff. The Paper Turtle is something I've really wanted to play around with some more. It basically spawns a dummy that just spams taunt or provoke. So that's always nice. It can help protect your other members. And then Paper Koi is another ability that I want. It's exactly like the Gravity Lapse. Or is that still World of Warcraft? Yes, it is. The gravity, zero gravity. It's just like that. It's a row attack that stuns things. So imagine having 2 of those. It could be wonderful. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the Onmyouji. Hiisi's probably just going to stick around until we find that. I mean, we could just level up Paper Crow. I don't mind throwing away 250 gold. It sounds so bad when I say it that way. But here we go. Boom. A bleeding effect. I did it. And with Dara. We're going to level up Onslaught and Strike. Again, I think the Werewolf... I don't know if I mentioned this or just typed it. The Werewolf might end up playing an incredibly pivotal role in our end game strategy. But for now, no. You might have to take a seat on the side for a little bit. You're just too strong, Dara. Alright. I think that's it for everything. I will continue... You know what, let's just level up Overflowing, because... Overflowing is good, right? Yeah, okay, so that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. We might do one more run together, and let's take a look at the rewards real quick. Force Weakening Bleh Werewolf Weapons. A Grim Reaper weapon. Oh, you serious? Hold the phone. Alright. Phineas, I know what we're doing next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Oh wait, no, is it Ferb? I know what we're doing tomorrow, Ferb. It's been so long since I've seen that. Anyway, next time we're just going to do a run of the Muddy Pools. Not boss, not anything like that. We're just going to go here, pick up 2 Forest Steelies, a Forest Power, and a better weapon for Marku, and then we will slay the boss next episode, okay? That's the plan. Bye-bye.